Welcome to Mystic Entertainment's Dragon Dance presentation. Now Tiff is going to talk us through who Mystic Entertainment really are.
Studios is like a new modern thriller production company, and the group is myself, Tafe, Michael and Rajveer. Yeah, we all work together to create this like thriller opening.
Secondly, Rajveer talks about the logo.
I made it using After Effects, and basically it's got a black background with that's the background.
Can you talk us through it? What happens?
The logo starts off with loads of different bits. They come together and join up on the screen to make our Thriller Studios logo. Which I don't know if I
No, don't worry. Let's go on to the fourth slide. You can talk to. I've seen that. It's a good one.
First, we had a different font for the actual logo, which we had to change because it was like too basic, and we changed it to suit like the Thriller convention.
Now myself will talk us through the vision of the Thriller opening.
Vision for our Thriller opening. We want it consists of a young woman finishing late off work. She's an estate agent. There's this man who stalks her in the beginning, who you would see throughout in an action movie. Because we're doing an actual Thriller opening, it's going to be almost like a nightmare that she continuously has. But then this is the nightmare where the man's following her. The antagonist, his identity is not shown, so he's there, and then she's gonna get captured in it. But we're not actually gonna show that. We're just gonna show to the bit where she actually wakes up from her nightmare.
Both Tafe and Rajveer talk us through the name of the film. However, we don't even really have a name of the film, so there's no point of it.
We don't have a name for our thing.
Fixated is one of the names that we've come up, but we're still in the process of getting a name for the film.
Me and Tafe now talk about the characters and who they are.
We've decided on who the characters are.
The characters are Rajveer, because he's already got the clothing that we need for the antagonist, and the protagonist is going to be one of
My friends.
Tafe's friends, who's got that also same clothing, so we don't need to go out the budget and take money out of this major budget.
So we asked her already, and she said that she will do it.
Tafe now talks us through the location where we're going to shoot our film.
This is the setting that we're going to be filming it. It's at an estate agent. Rajveer already contacted the people, and they said that we can film in the estate agent. Basically, it's just going to show her walking outside of that estate agent. It's not going to be inside, she's just going to be walking outside of it. Yeah, we're going to film it around like 6 p.m. because that's when it tends to get dark these days.
Now me and Tafe are going to talk us through the synopsis.
So she starts work at an estate agent, she meets a load of people and she becomes popular. However, she falls in love with this guy called Eddie, and then there's this other man who's very obsessive towards her, and then one of her friends realized that it's a bit creepy what he's doing, because if she were to fall over something, he'll be like, he'll just go so obsessive, like, are you okay, what's this? If she was walking on his own, he would ask if she needs dropping home.
And then before she even starts her work, whether she meets that guy, she keeps on having this like reoccurring dream. So basically she keeps on having a dream, the same dream, which is the opening. She keeps on having it, and then in the end of the, it ends up becoming like a true at the end of the movie where he captures her.
And then to know that, her friend does a bit of research on him, and then that's how she knows that he's a bit creepy, and then that's when she tried getting away from him, and then that's when he captured her.
Rajveer talks about the setting and the location.
This is another picture of the location. This is the path which she'll be walking down to get home, and throughout her journey home she keeps looking back, thinking that she senses that someone's there, but she doesn't actually see the person until she gets to the end of the journey and she finally wakes up, realizing that it was only a dream.
Tafe talks about the costing.
For costing, luckily we don't don't need any help with money. So like we don't need a budget or anything because we've already got all the resources that we need. So that's a pass.
Now, myself talks us through the health and safety issues that could happen.
Health and safety issues. But this ranges through the weather conditions. So if it were to be cold weather, it would be hard on the crew to concentrate because there would be a lot of wind and everything. If it was wet conditions, it could affect the actual camera itself to perform at its best quality. If we're working at heights, we're going to have to be careful because it could lead to death or severe injury. Public, this is health and safety because we have to have permission from the public if we were to film them. So we're hoping to have the street hopefully cleared. As you can see in the actual setting and location photographs, you don't see as much people, so we're hoping to have that on the actual time when we're filming. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, the lighting. Because it's at night time, we're going to need a bit of lighting to know what we're doing. Also because if there were to be an emergency, like someone to come, have an argument, fight, you know, because it's nighttime stuff, that's when stuff tend to happen. We're going to actually have like lights to show that we're actually filming and that we're there so the public know.
Me and Raj will now talk through the characters' costumes.
The woman who will be walking home, she will be wearing a white blouse, a black shirt and black heels, which has already been arranged, and we don't need any money out of the budget because we already have the money at home.
The reason for this is basically the protagonist, whose name is Sammy, is named this way because it's a typical thriller. So we wouldn't really want to star an Asian person because in typical thrillers there are the person's actually normally white. So we want to make it appropriate to a thriller. This character will be like Roger said, a blouse and a business skirt to show our role of our character. To show she's an adult, she'll be wearing a skirt which is suitable, age appropriate. This character will be wearing high heels. The reason for this is because it makes a lot of noise, and to build dramatic tension, say if the high heels were to stop, then people would realise that, oh, what happened, why has the high heels stopped, why she stopped walking. So we wanted to build a lot of dramatic tension in the beginning. The antagonist is going to be wearing a hoodie, a jacket. It's going to be all black because it's going to be at night time, and we want him to camouflage in the dark. So, because we want his identity to be hidden, we want it sort of like a blur. We don't want to show his clothing or something that gives stuff away. We just want it to be something where it's just bland and no one really knows. So it's a bit of a mystery. The reason why he's wearing a lot of zips is because we want to create suspense within the audience. So, like if they're thinking that he's carrying a weapon or something, so they'll think of that. So, like we said, we want to create a lot of dramatic tension.
The jumper, coat that you'll be wearing, I've got here. This is one of the costumes that the person will be wearing, and as you can see, we've already got this arranged.
Tafe talks through the sound and gives us a brief description of what it's going to be like.
Sound. We think sound is a very important aspect in movies as it creates a dramatic effect. We are going to be using, we haven't decided on what sound we're going to use yet, but we're going to sit together and we're all going to decide what kind of sound we're going to use. It's usually going to be like an up-tempo one so that it can add a dramatic effect.
Me myself talks through the film schedule and the editing schedule.
Filming and editing schedule, we've organised it as it's equal for each person. So on one of the day of the weeks, there's going to be one person working on their own, and then there's going to be two people working. But on the day when on Wednesday, that's the day when we usually have to stay behind for a media. That's when we're going to actually do a bit more work, so a bit more editing on the shots. So we just, that's why, as you can see, there's two shots there, which because they're on Wednesdays where we're going to actually have more time to do it because on those actual days we only got an hour in media to try and do one shot. As you can see right to the ending, we made time for our deadline, so we wanted it to be like 2 days early-ish. If you go again on the side. Yeah, as you can see right at the ending, our deadline's actually on the 6th, but we want it just to be 2 days earlier, just in case we were told to change this, change that, get some feedback from people like Miss Aurora and everything. So then we know that it's going to look really good, and then so we got an actual person's view.
Lastly, I took us through the storyboard and how each shot's going to be like. And as you can see, the other group was setting up, so it was a bit of a distraction.
So each shot is going to be like match and action. We want it to continuously changing to again create dramatic tension. Yes. First in the storyboard, the first shot is going to be the logo that Rajbir created. We chose to do it as a cube effect because we want it to be unique and attractive and different to others, so we stand out as a thriller production. The next shot is going to be mentioning that the following events are based on a true story. We want this again to create dramatic attention, so people thinking, oh, this is actually based on a true story, which so they can actually relate to it. Some people, if it happened to them before, and it actually seems more realistic.
Can I just ask you a question? Shot 17, that one there.
Yep.
Who is that?
That's the person.
That's the antagonist.
Yeah. Right at the end, she's just gonna get. It's like a blurry image.
We're not going to show the antagonist's face.
You're not?
Yeah.
So you've changed it from the storyboard?
Yeah, we've changed it.
Right. You don't seem to be in agreement.
Do you mean you're going to distort the face?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's blurry. Like you can't really see him, but you can just see his eyes in a way. So it doesn't give too much away because the characters itself, they all have the same eyes. So that's why we wanted to create dramatic attention once again.
Alright, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Well, here's the feedback from the Dragon's Den, and throughout the video you can see that we're having a bit of a laugh with the Dragon's Den to show our personalities.
Okay. At the moment, it feels like there's a lot of decisions that haven't been quite made, quite important decisions, like the name of the film, the sound. How long before you're going to make those decisions? Because obviously you can't go off and start filming until you've made those decisions.
Well, all of those decisions, they're like an ongoing task, so whenever we're in lesson actually editing and going through everything we need to do, we're always thinking about all of these are what we can add to it, so we just need to actually come up with a name and add it to it.
At the moment, your protagonist and antagonist, you've got Sarah Mala, who we know, and Rajbir. Why have you chosen those two characters? I mean, at the moment, the only reason that you gave was because they have the costume that you want.
No, not only that. It's just like I know Sarah, and I know that she's done media before, so she knows all about this kind of stuff. So she's probably going to most likely know how to play the act. She's also like quite old. She's like around 18ish, or probably 19. I can't remember, but yeah. So she can act that part out. So I think she's old enough to act it out.
Also because she's on drama before she even let us know. So we want someone who's going to be actually capable to do this, not muck around, and because she's actually appropriate for this character, and she's actually mature as well. Like we said, we don't want someone messing around, we want someone who's going to be straight to the point and do it, because we only got 3 days of filming, and because we're going to the estate agents, we've actually got their permission, and we actually got to be nice for doing this, so then that's why we don't want someone to mess around and ruin this for us.
We wouldn't wish to waste their time while keep
Why
changing it.
you the antagonist, Rajbir?
Because Rajbir, he said he's done drama before, so that's a good thing as well.
Right, you're talking more to me about almost the CV of these people, as opposed to telling me about why they fit the role of the characters and the representation that you're trying to
We
portray?
want him to be, because Rajbir looks pretty manly and he's pretty tall, and we wanted the protagonist to be pretty tall and a bit creepy, and we realised from the way
So he's tall and creepy.
I mean like, we realised from the way he walks a bit like, sorry.
Maybe you need to think about that
Yeah.
justification.
We haven't like fully decided if it's only one. We just said it as in like for now, so we can actually present you with something rather than having nobody.
It could be me, I don't really mind, but then we're gonna actually have to buy a jacket out of the budget. But then Rajbir, he's already got the jacket and everything, that's why also why we
And you
chose
can
him.
lend it to me.
Huh?
You
And
can lend
it
it.
doesn't fit me, I'm extra large. So he's like medium, so.
I think to have a baddie, for want of a better word, it's better to have somebody who looks really normal, and then they turn out to be a psycho or something like that. So that's how you should have sold Rajbir, I think, because he looks very normal. But then him turning out to be somebody who's quite scary.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
please do.
I've got a question about the budget. You said you've kind of given us a film pitch and you don't want anything from us. So from a Dragon's Den point of view, why are you here? Okay. But I'm now going to ask you a question. You've talked about lighting and cameras and stuff like that. Have you guys got all this stuff?
The cameras, which
Yeah, we've got it, new job.
You've got everything.
Apartment, yeah.
Well, so you do need something from us. Then you need equipment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
so
that's
that-
not budget though, really, because
Isn't
it's
it?
already paid for. It's
Is
already
it?
there. So it's not
But
like
it
we have
belongs
to,
to the school,
to
not
buy
you,
from it.
doesn't
We're
it?
just gonna
Yeah,
ask for
it's true.
permission.
Can
and
I
we can use it.
follow up on that? You say you don't need budget. How are you going to transport all this equipment?
We got oysters.
Is that
That's
going
not-
to be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing?
sure.
we've
No,
got
I
a
just
car. My mum's on the day we filmed, my mum's already got a day off from work. She does work on Sundays and Wednesday, so we could transport by car.
That's why we chose the dates for Sunday, Wednesday.
And when you're actually doing filming, obviously you mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that you work as a team.
Yeah.
That this is a shared responsibility. Is any one of you going to have the responsibility of directing the action at the venue?
Yeah, I think it will be probably me and Tiff, because Raj will be acting. And we also thought of who's going to do each shot. So the person who's editing each shot will probably be the person who's going to actually want it in that sort of way.
So the editorial decision will be down to one person.
I'm probably gonna edit it.
Yeah.
So how does that reflect that you're all doing this together?
No, we are
The
editing together.
editing's gonna be
As
done
you,
at
as you
the-
saw on the editing schedule, we had a person each name, like I told you, we saw it. And for the actual filming, directing, it will be me and Tiff, because Raj will be acting. And if he wanted something, we'll listen to each other. We'll acknowledge each of our ideas, and we'll work with it on the day.
Who's going to be filming?
I'll direct, and probably Dave will film, or I'll film. And
Okay.
Dave
My
will
point
direct.
is that I really think you haven't thought through a lot of your decisions. I think a lot of it is you reacting to our questions as opposed to actually having thought through those aspects, okay? You need to have a clear idea about who's going to do the filming and therefore have the story, that person will need the storyboard to know what shots you're doing, and you'll need
Okay.
someone who's in charge of
Okay,
the
because I done a storyboard, I'll say that I'll probably direct it because I know how the storyboard's going to be like. Tiff will probably do filming, and then if she wants to add in a bit of ideas, then we'll just work on it with each other.
I think you probably need to just tighten up. It's not a question more than a point. I think you need to tighten up your synopsis so that it's not as repetitive. Because I know what your story is, but I heard it quite a few times. So I think you need to make it very, very clear what your synopsis is. Get almost like write a blurb before that.
Yep.
And really confirm what that is. Because there was a little bit of repetition of what the idea was, rather than just selling it as a very, very clear and concrete idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Thank you for listening to Mystic Entertainment's Dragon Den presentation. Hope you enjoyed it.